Dear Professor Julie Abraham, it's midnight, and I have to tell you about the death of the heart and how Elizabeth Bowen is clever and tragic all at the same time. You'll notice this isn't the reflection paper you assigned, read the queer interpretation of Virginia Woolf's texts due today, and is instead a letter to you about me. I am wearing short shorts with a squirrel motif emblazoned on the front of them, and a tank top that says "totally not a girl" on one side and has a male symbol on the other side, all of which is written in red marker. The white of the shirt, which is actually a wife beater, I couldn't say it before, I wore it when I performed with my boy band, but I won't get into the details, is stained pink from the time I washed it and forgot that pen is only mostly permanent when met with water. I'm listening to Justin Timberlake singing about girls, and he's calling them bitches. And I know that you would hate this music with a fiery passion, and you would make a face I have seen you make where your eye sort of narrows and your jaw tightens almost imperceptibly. You are sort of scary. What I wanted to tell you is that I am not a lesbian. I have been making wildly inappropriate jokes about Virginia Woolf's characters being gay due to their choice of sensible footwear during class in order to see what I can get away with now that I have a shaved head. I am a very good actress, but beyond that, my whole post-pubescent life I have been mistaken for a lesbian. And by mistaken, I mean throughout my whole post-pubescent life, everyone, except for me, assumed that I was gay. This is a funny sort of identity crisis in and of itself, as the experience of being called a lesbian when one grows up in San Francisco is, I would imagine, somewhat different than if someone is growing up and being called a dyke in a backwards town in southern Australia, where you are from, or Kansas. In a family that has never once worried me about my sexuality, in a town known for its leniency towards those of a homosexual nature, people's assuming I was gay was more of the constant reminder that being gay is okay, and that I have nothing to worry about. Only I'm not a lesbian, and I never have been. I've tried it a little, dabbled here and there, if you will. I have treaded the rainbow path, but never frolicked it. Frustrated and hurt as I've been by boys, not yet men, fortunately or not, I have somehow never once considered seriously giving them up. Because everyone in my high school and college assumed I was gay, girls have always fallen for me. I will remember fondly the large number of girls at my all-girls Catholic high school who told me they were in love with me. My sophomore year of college, there was this one girl who had it really bad. Oblivious to it all, I was flattered when I was told, but never felt a particular interest in anything other than these girls' boyfriends, who I assumed would soon be available. I do, of course, acknowledge that you probably don't care about my sexuality. It is entirely possible that never once did you think that I am gay and find my sense of humor to be engaging, and so don't get offended when I make lesbian jokes. But somehow I know that if you were to find out that I am a poser, a fake, a dyke imposter, you would be none so amused. Or perhaps I underestimate you. Either way, I needed to come out about this and hope that this letter breaks the news to you as gently as possible. I guess it is sort of a weird statement to make, to come out to someone as being not gay. What does it matter, really? Why should anybody care who I have sex with unless I am having sex with them? You could say that I'm queer. Okay, so that means that I'm different. Or let's say I'm a connectisexual. I know that I do have the curious ability to fall in love with people regardless of body parts. Bisexual, you could call it. But honestly, Julie Abraham, I'm much more concerned with what else there is. Namely, why aren't I having sex? Any sex. Gay, straight, tame, queer, dirty, hot, protected, overwhelming sex right now. I am much more concerned with this. I admit that for the longest time, I took offense when people assumed I was gay. It made me feel unfeminine, ugly, overweight. Horrible things, embarrassing to admit this, as it is counter to every fact I know about what being a lesbian actually means. But I didn't understand that for most women, being loud, being confident, being unafraid to speak up is a rare quality. And many lesbians who are still different from other women, i.e. uncaring as to the judgment of men, are a lot like me. Or I'm a lot like them, whatever. So the fact that so many people think that I'm a lesbian means they are actually responding to the elements of my personality that are brassy and funny and unlike so many other women. the shaved head is probably a factor as well. I have realized, too, that a part of me has always wanted to be a lesbian because there always seems to be that moment, the sudden aha, standing in a bookstore, waking up in the morning, walking across a bridge, kissing a girl, brushing hair, when everything suddenly makes sense. Oh, I like girls. So that's why I'm different. I like that idea. I like thinking that in a single instant, the truth gives context to a feeling of difference that has lurked throughout an entire lifetime. I am attracted to that moment, but my moment has not yet come. So I've gotten a lot off my chest. Hope you aren't too shocked. And if you are still reading, I want you to know that Virginia Woolf has changed my life. And The Death of the Heart took me 3 weeks to read because it is really boring, but also kind of fascinating in a strangely masochistic kind of a way. And maybe you should check out JT sometime. He sure beats the Indigo Girls. Figure of speech, of course. Most respectfully yours, Alanna Coby. P.S. You do have the most sensible shoes I have ever seen.